Hello everyone, and welcome back to another weather update. And tonight we're going to be talking about our severe weather threat over the next couple of days, as we normally do, and then we'll spend the other half of the video looking at our tropical development and just our tropical activity in parts of the Gulf. And then we'll also just kind of look towards the future, but mainly we'll be looking at our tropical activity, and then we'll do a little bit of a look at our severe weather threats. And then this video is going to be quicker than normal. It'll just be kind of a brief video, really, so I'm going to keep it as short as I can, so y'all aren't watching me go on and on about stuff. But let's go ahead and get into the video. So instead of doing what I normally do and looking at the severe weather threats day by day, we're going to look at all three severe weather threats for the next couple of days, starting on Sunday night's severe weather threat. So right now we just do have a slight risk here into parts of the central northern high plains here, and two parts of the upper Great Lakes, and then around that is a large marginal risk around that. We do have a little bit of a tornado risk with this into these areas right here. Our wind risk the same, with a 15% right here in parts of the central high plains here. And then looking at our hail risk, we do have that 15% risk here, a large 15% and a large 5% around that, extending all the way from even parts of Minnesota and Wisconsin all the way down to the southwest into the far western, into parts of far western Texas, near the Texas-Mexico border there. Then looking at Monday, June 17th, severe weather threat, we do have a slight risk here in two parts of the upper Great Plains and northern Great Plains here, and then we do have a large and marginal risk around that into much of the north central U.S., and then just into parts of the central and southern U.S., mainly into Texas there. Looking at our tornado risk, we do have a large 2% right into these areas here. Our wind risk, a large 5% and a smaller 15% risk into this right here. And we also do have a 15% hail risk here and a large 5% surrounding that for Monday, June 17th. Then on Tuesday, June the 18th, we do have a slight risk up into here into parts of Minnesota and Wisconsin, then a marginal risk around that into parts of the upper Great Lakes region, into parts of the central U.S. there. So looking at Sunday night into Monday morning, you're really not going to have those storms really getting going into parts of the north central U.S. until very early on Monday. And so you see quite a few storms here and clusters into the north central U.S. And really throughout the next several hours as I'm posting this video, those storms will continue to really move kind of northeast, and they'll linger into there a little bit. And then you may even have kind of a flooding potential in some spots that may receive quite a bit of rain. But you have those storms late Sunday night whenever y'all are watching this, and into Monday, early Monday morning, and then you still have storms there. And then you do have re-intensification of those storms there into parts of the upper Great Lakes region on into the evening hours, afternoon and evening hours on Monday. And then even on Tuesday here, we have more storms and quite a few clusters really beginning to show up here on these zeros, the HRRR for Tuesday, Monday night into Tuesday. But really by early on Tuesday, you have just quite a few clusters here into parts of Minnesota, North Dakota and South Dakota there. And then those will continue to move off to the northeast. And then again on probably the mid to late evening hours, you could see some more storms here into parts of the central U.S. and then to the upper Great Lakes region. Looking at the GFS for this as well, looking right here, I mean, really it kind of shows a similar setup here with this pretty long line here showing up on the GFS. And then real quick, we'll look at our 03 RAP model, and look at our mixed layer cape just for Monday into Tuesday. So as you can see tonight, Sunday night to early today on Monday, you do have quite a bit of instability there into parts of the central U.S. where those storms are really starting to develop, and where that instability will be with some of those storms. And then tomorrow we'll have some more instability, especially into parts of Nebraska and South Dakota, even into quite a bit of the Great Lakes region there, and even into the Ohio Valley. And then still going with this, again on Tuesday, you have quite a bit of instability here, and then you even do have some up here into the northeast. And really, if you'll see storms there, not too sure about that, but you'll still will have that general thunderstorm risk across some of the areas on Tuesday. Now switching to the 0Z GFS, looking at our surface-based cape, this isn't really what I personally like to look at when I look at instability, because the mixed layer cape is a little bit more accurate, and it just better determines kind of how much instability we have. But we can still look at this here on the 0Z GFS, but still do have a lot of instability on Monday night, and then you'll just have several rounds of storms, and even that line potentially on Tuesday into parts of the central U.S. And you'll just have, your chances for some severe storms and your general thunderstorm risk as we get closer to really into the summer months here. And then by kind of mid to late week, our severe weather chances dwindle down quite a bit, as you don't have as much instability showing up on the 0Z GFS, but still you will have those rounds of severe weather for the next couple of days, mainly into parts of the north central U.S. and even into parts of the upper Great Lakes region. Now looking at our Atlantic 2-day tropical weather outlook from the National Hurricane Center. And so this was issued at 1:07 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time on Monday, June the 17th. So this was just updated just a few minutes ago here. So within the next couple of days, the next 48 hours, this will have a 60% chance of developing our disturbance down here into the Southwest Gulf of Mexico, into parts of the Bay of Campeche, and we'll just have to keep watching the system too. And then as we go, not the system, but these storms here that could develop into a system, but looking at our 7-day outlook here, we do have, just looking at this system right here and not looking at this one right now, but this system does have a 70% chance of developing as of the 2 a.m. update today on Monday, June the 17th. And we'll definitely have to watch this and see how this kind of develops, and we'll look at our models such as the GFS and the European, and we'll actually kind of look at a couple of other models as well, just to see how this could develop into the future. And then looking here into the other part of the Western Atlantic here, into parts of right off the east coast of Florida here, into the coast of Georgia, even into the southeast coast of South Carolina here, into parts of the Western Atlantic. We do have a 30% chance of development of a system here in the next 7 days. So again, we'll have to watch this one as well as we get into kind of later really this week, and even into really just later this week, and we'll just have to keep watching that as we go farther into the week. So now looking at Zoom Earth to see our live satellite look at all these storms here, and we'll look here at our animation here, and this starts off on Sunday. So we have our animation here, and you can really see all those storms there that are really starting to kind of swirl a little bit. You can see kind of a little bit of a rotation around where those storms are, especially really over the Yucatan Peninsula there. And then as that moves into parts of the Southwest Gulf, that'll have that chance to develop. So as of the 2 a.m. update today on Monday, June the 17th. We do have a pressure of 1005 millibars, so it is gradually decreasing, but it is not decreasing at a rapid rate. So definitely something to just kind of keep watching and see how it acts as it gets over into parts of the Southwestern Gulf of Mexico here. Looking at the GFS specifically here on the 0Z GFS, it does show that system that kind of develops here, and it does show that the system kind of going sub 1000 millibar here, maybe Tuesday possibly, and then really as it goes into kind of really parts of Texas mainly, it dumps like quite a bit of rain here into parts of southeast Texas, and really only has it reaching into the 990 the 990s millibar range here. So really nothing too strong to worry about. Maybe some kind of stronger wind gusts with this, but it does not show anything super crazy and significant right now. But if we look at our, let's see here, our total accumulated precipitation, I mean, as it shows right here, it could dump quite a bit of rain into parts of southeast Texas here. Really maybe even over a foot in some spots, probably 10 to 12 inches. That does show up here on the 0Z GFS, so this could be something to keep a watch out for that flooding potential. And you will definitely have some winds with this, mainly into parts of Texas here. And as it strengthens the most, probably at its peak, maybe around Tuesday, maybe even into Wednesday, you will see those winds getting stronger into southeast Texas there. So nothing too crazy here. But then going on to the European model here, we'll look at the 12Z. Actually, we'll look at the 18Z model here. And so kind of same situation. It doesn't even really have it going sub 1000 millibar into a little part right here. That'd be into Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. But you will not have substantial impacts from this as of right now, looking at this here, but you'll definitely have that potential for flooding, mainly into southeast Texas there. So now looking specifically at some of the hurricane models, and we're looking at the HMOD here for our Invest 90E, which is a system that has the 70% chance of development in the next 7 days here into the southwest Gulf. So on the HMOD, it is I would say a pretty respected model, but it does show kind of it does show a 990 millibar storm here into parts of the southwest Gulf, and then it even gets it into a 986 right here, kind of south of the southeastern Texas Mexico border here, really into the southwest Gulf, into the Bay of Campeche here. And it does have a 986 millibar storm here that does show up. This will be something to watch as we get into the early and midweek, but it does show it quite a bit stronger than the GFS and European. But then going back, and we're going to look at the HWRF model here for the Invest 90E, same Invest and everything. So looking here into Tuesday, 994 here, and then it continues to kind of linger there and then heads more northwest, and then this would be really impacting much of southeastern Texas if this were to happen. And it does show it a little bit weaker, but not much. But you would still maybe have a maybe a tropical depression here, maybe a low-end tropical storm going into southeast Texas. But this is still kind of far out for these models, at least, and we're gonna have to watch them and just really see if you can get the strengthening that all of these hurricane models show into the southwest Gulf of Mexico. Now looking at our sea surface temperatures around midday on Sunday, as you can see specifically here into the southwest Gulf of Mexico, into the Bay of Campeche, we do have sea surface temperatures very, very high for this time of year, at least a couple of degrees above average here into the southwest Gulf. But these temperatures are plenty warm enough, for any sort of tropical development. Now quickly looking at our system that has that chance of developing, 30% chance of developing within the next 7 days off into the southwest Atlantic, off of the East Florida, Georgia, South Carolina coast. So looking late this week, really into Friday here, it does show a little bit of development right here on the Jersey GFS model, and it does not show too much there. It does just bring some rain into parts of the southeast states here, and it really does not show much of a system that does develop. Looking quickly onto the 12Z European model here, same deal here. Really does not show too much of a system, maybe reaching its peak on Thursday into Friday of this week, and it is bringing some rain into parts of the southeast United States there. So that's going to be it for tonight's update. I know it was kind of rushed around a little bit, I would say, but I'm just trying to get it as short as possible so I don't bore y'all with so much information. But if y'all want, I can, my next video, I can kind of cut my severe weather and tropical weather discussions in half. So I kind of look at both equally, because I feel like I spent more time on the tropical side of stuff. I don't know where I got hurricane from, but tonight, yeah, like I said, I just feel like I look too much at tropical stuff and not enough about the severe weather. But really, the tropical side of things is more of an important topic right now compared to the severe weather, because we do have kind of I wouldn't say a lull, but a period where we don't have as potent severe weather setups as we've had, which is a great thing. But we do have that tropical development possible, so we'll keep watching that, and I may make a video tomorrow, but we'll see. But that'll be it for tonight's update, and I do appreciate all of y'all who watch these, and I hope everybody has a great Sunday night or Monday morning whenever y'all are watching.